So there's a reason why I get my main news primarily from YouTube and not main news sites. And when I got this article by PCgamer with the headline, PC Gaming's in danger of growing morbidly elitist, there's just something that snaps inside of me. So to go ahead and state that manufacturers are pushing their higher echelon stuff and not caring about the stuff that is down below is preposterous to me, and it just doesn't make any sense. Because if that truly was the case, my 6800 non-XT would not exist, and neither would my kids' 3050. It's no different from car manufacturers showing off their cars. They will pick the highly optioned car and then add just a little bit of a star with the option price and essentially call it good. So no one wants to see a car on a budget. They only want to see the car as it could be. So the elitist part, not pushed by the manufacturer, it's pushed by the community, by us. Not everyone, by the way, it's just a small group of people, because you can't put everyone in that same bucket. And it's been going on for a really long time. Back when I was in elementary school, we were talking about 386 processors, 486 processors. We had a 486 DX2. Never ran into a kit with a 486 DX4, so we were current for a long time. After that, of course, the Pentium came along, and someone had a Pentium 100, and then someone had a Pentium 133. Very cool. And then the 3DFX cards became a mainstream thing. I saw it at a friend, I'd had to have it. And afterwards, the games, well, they look beautiful, nice, and crisp. And that was essentially the time where people started to gravitate from processors to video cards. And it's not surprising either, because currently, if you have a good video card, it will unload your processor pretty good. Unless you, of course, run 1080p, which is what I do. And what actually, according to Steam, the grand majority of people are still running. About 65% of us. So I personally deal with a little bit of bottlenecking where my CPU can't push the frames that the GPU is giving it, which is okay. But I'm running lesser hardware. And for me, it's personally fine. And for a lot of people, that's personally fine. So you can't just say that the elitist thing is killing gaming, because it absolutely isn't. There's options for us out there. We don't have to buy those big cards, and they are not marketing only those big cards. They're putting them out there first. Of course, you show the best you can do, and you will always do that. And then afterwards, you give the lesser options. You don't want this? We have this also for you. Don't want this? Well, you can also get this. There's something for everyone, and there will continue to be something for everyone. Just to say that the elitist thing, the only focuses on the big stuff, is completely untrue. It's just a clickbait article, if I'm completely honest. So what it comes down to is that people will buy what they can afford, and they will dream about the stuff they can't afford. That's always been the case, and it will continue to be the case going forward. And I actually see a change in how people are looking at PC games now, the elitists. They're no longer really talking about the video cards, even though that's part of it. But they're talking about resolution. Like if you run 1080p, you're a loser. You need to be running 1440. Or if you don't run 1440, well, you should actually be running 4K. Because if you don't run 4K, well, then you're a loser again. It just keeps going up and up and up. And it's just a small percentage of people that are talking like that. Because the rest of us, we literally do the whole hashtag game for the sake of gaming. We game because we want to game. We don't care about resolution just as long as we have a good experience doing it. Heck, I played freaking Cyberpunk in an R9 390, and that didn't run as good as I wanted it to, and I definitely did not get to 1080p 60 frames, because it would dip down. I would have dips in the 20s in some of the more open areas. So the moral of the story, PC Gamer really needs to start looking into who posts what on their site. Because it makes no sense to me that you're trying to divide people. Sure, clickbait is a thing. I'm not innocent either. But this is only a negative thing. And am I surprised that PC Gamer did this? No, not really, because Hogwarts Legacy, the first part of the freaking review, they had to complain about J.K. Rowling. No Harry Potter fan cares. They just care about Harry Potter. There's a reason why gamers game. It's because we want to forget about the real world problems. If you inject them right at the beginning of your article about your game, or about the game that you want to talk about and you want to review, you're missing the point. People don't care. People only care about the game, and that is it. Leave the real world problems where they belong, on the Twitterverse, where people can read all they want. And if you have a discussion point about this, please put it in the comments section below. As always, hashtag game for the sake of gaming. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the subscribe button, trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers. And as always, I will see you guys on the flip side.